Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a huge showdown between millions of online users and one of the world's biggest platforms. It's a real identity crisis, a fight over privacy that could completely change how we prove who we are online.
So let's just jump right in. This is the big question, right? To keep things safe online, do we actually have to hand over our privacy? Is that the deal we have to accept?
And to really get why this is such a huge deal right now, we're going to look at a perfect example of what happens when things go wrong, a real how-to on what not to do with people's identity. And wow, did things go sideways fast. So back in 2024, Discord announces this plan for mandatory age verification. Seems simple enough, right? Wrong. Fast forward to early 2026. They start rolling it out, and the community just explodes. The backlash was so massive, so fast, that just a few weeks later, Discord had to slam the brakes on the whole thing. They basically had to come out and say, yeah, we messed up. We failed to earn your trust. Okay, so what was the deal? What went so spectacularly wrong here? I mean, this is Discord we're talking about, one of the biggest platforms out there. How did they trip up so badly on something this important? Well, problem number one was the company they hired to do the job, a third-party vendor called Persona. Almost immediately, users started digging around and, yikes, people raised some serious red flags about how long they keep your data and its connections to some pretty invasive surveillance tech. Then there was the ultimatum, and this is what really got people mad. You had two choices: hand over your government ID and a scan of your face, or get locked out of your communities. We're talking servers people had spent years building. It didn't feel like a safety thing. It felt like being strong-armed. And the final nail in the coffin? There was already a huge lack of trust. You gotta remember, Discord wasn't exactly starting with a perfect track record. They'd had a data breach before that hit 70,000 users. So the community was basically thinking, you want our government IDs now? After that? No way. So this whole mess just leaves you wondering, is this it? Is this the only way? Do we really have to choose between being safe and being private? This kind of invasive, hand-it-all-over approach can't be the only option, can it? But what if that's the wrong way to even think about it? It turns out there's another way, a totally different approach that completely flips the script on what online identity even means.
And this is the core idea. The old way, the way we do things now, is basically centralized surveillance. Your data is like a package, a payload, that platforms grab and hold on to. But the new way, it's all about decentralized proof. Your data isn't a payload anymore. It's a permission slip, and you're the only one who can sign it.
This whole permission, not payload idea is a real game changer. And we're going to look at a specific technology that's built on this exact principle. It's designed to solve the very problem Discord ran into, but without you ever having to upload your driver's license. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts, because this is where it gets really, really cool. How on earth can you prove something about yourself without actually revealing the information? Okay, picture this. A website needs to know if you're over 18. Instead of asking for your ID, it just asks the system a simple yes or no question. Is this person over 18? You get a little ping on your phone, you tap approve, and that's it. The system sends back what's called a cryptographic yes. It's basically just a mathematical proof. The website gets its yes, but it never ever sees your birthday, your name, or your photo. The magic behind this is a technology called zero-knowledge proofs. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. It lets you prove a fact is true without revealing the secret information behind that fact. And this is the key takeaway. A platform can confirm your age without ever learning your date of birth. That means there's no copy of your ID sitting on some server just waiting for a hacker to come along and steal it. The next piece of the puzzle is what's called a core alias architecture. Think of it like this. You verify your real, legal identity just one time in a super secure digital vault. That's your core. Then, every time you sign up for a new service, it creates a brand new, disposable alias just for that site. So if one of those sites ever gets hacked, who cares? It's just a throwaway alias. Your real identity and your accounts everywhere else are totally disconnected and safe. And the third pillar? It basically becomes your digital passport for the internet. You do the verification work just once, and you're good to go. You can just bounce between different apps and services without having to prove who you are over and over and over again. It finally breaks down those annoying walled gardens and just makes life online way less frustrating. So look, this isn't just a clever way to protect your data. This is way bigger than that. What we're talking about is a fundamental shift in who holds the power online.
Imagine a simple dashboard where you are the boss. You can see a list of every single app that's checking your verified status. Don't like one anymore? Click. Access revoked instantly. There's even a kill switch to shut it all down. The power completely flips from the big platforms back to you. For the first time, you actually own your digital identity.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? After seeing what happened with Discord, and now knowing this new tech exists, what does this all mean for the future of the web? Well, for starters, the Discord fiasco was a massive wake-up call. It proved that the old model of trade us your privacy for safety is officially broken. Users have drawn a line in the sand. They're just not going to accept that deal anymore, period.
And the second thing is, we now have the tools to actually build something better. We don't have to make that terrible choice between being safe and being private. We can use math, things like these zero-knowledge proofs, to get the certainty we need without all the creepy data collection. We can literally build an internet that's both safer and more private.
And that really leaves us with one last big question that you should ask yourself. When you go online, who really owns your identity? Is it you? Or is it the giant corporations that run the platforms you use every single day? Because how we answer that question, well, that's going to define the entire future of the internet.